Yeah, hi there coaches. Okay, so now we're on to the 2-week period between the pre-season and the first game that matters. And you could have an overlap here, so maybe your pre-season is only 2 weeks and it is this period. So there's some resources in here that are going to help you to be able to plan and prepare for that first game and those all-important first few weeks of the season. And the reason that this particular period is important is because you've now got a few weeks under your belt, hopefully, of looking at the players in practice, looking at them in games, being able to evaluate their fitness level, being able to evaluate their interpersonal skills, their teamwork, their leadership, their ability to communicate on the field, their ability to receive instruction and follow through with action. So you've got a couple of weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks of actual interaction with these players, so that you can then establish how you're going to move into the season, how you're going to play, what your style of play is going to be, how you are going to shape these boys or girls into a team so that they can be as effective as possible. Some of the resources you've got in here you are going to use multiple times throughout the rest of the training, so it's really good to know where they are. So the first one is a U10 player evaluation. So we would usually do an evaluation at the beginning of the season so that we can see where we're at. What is the baseline ability of Joey? So we know that we can see if there's been a progress, if there's been an improvement in Joey's performance, Joey's ability, Joey's technique over the period of the season. We run that all the way through the U11, U12, U13, U15 and U16, U18. Now as we get older, the skills and the ability and the requirements from the player change. So that's why we've got 4 different evaluation sheets, because you're not going to expect a U10 player to be able to do what a U18 player can do. So depending on which age group you've got, I've put all 4 of them in here for you, because obviously I don't know what team you're coaching, but you can use them for any team you're working with and whatever age. So we've covered all the ages. You've then got a goalkeeper evaluation form. So it's really important that you evaluate your goalkeepers, because ultimately if you have a strong goalkeeper or a goalkeeper that's not that strong, that's going to affect how your results turn out. If your team has a strong goalkeeper that can make 2 or 3 decent saves in a game, that's 2 or 3 goals you're not conceding. Whereas if you've got a poor goalkeeper, you might have to score 6 goals just to be able to win a game. So evaluating your goalkeeper and figuring out how to make your goalkeeper better is of paramount importance if you want to be successful. If you want your team to be successful, you have to have a goalkeeper that can play. Game stat recording sheet. So this sheet is really simple, because the more complicated you make this, the more information you put on here, the harder it is for whoever's filling it out to be able to get accurate data. So I discovered that really the 2 things that I want to know the most are passes completed and giveaways. So I class them as the same thing. So did you complete the pass to your teammate, or did you give the ball away? And giveaways count if you put the ball out of play. So if, for instance, you're crossing the ball and it goes out for a goal kick, that is a giveaway because you didn't find a teammate. And the second one is shots on goal and goals scored. If you're in a team and you've got a group of players that get 15 shots off but don't hit the target, it's pretty obvious to you once you've taken those stats where you need to focus all of your attention on for that team to be able to improve their ability to strike the ball at the target and let everything else take care of itself. So if you're creating 15 opportunities a game and you can't hit the target, it's pretty obvious where you need to do your work. And without doing that stat, you're not necessarily going to know. So they're the only 2 stats I take: passes, shots. Are you completing passes? Are you giving the ball away? Are you taking shots? Are you scoring goals? That's it. The next one is a practice session planner. So this gives you an opportunity to work out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, what are the key coaching points that you're trying to get across, is the session successful, and what are the elements that you've taken away from it. You've also got a week 1 and a week 2 practice session planner. And this is because, just like the 6-week planner that we had a minute ago, you want to be very clear about how you're going to plan out these 2-week sessions. What are you working on in these 2 weeks that are going to give you the ability to go into your game firing, on top of your fitness, at the very peak of your ability to be able to then lift off into your season. And the final question here is what is a goal for your first game of the season? So what are you trying to get out of that first game? And you know, it depends on where you are on the development scale, if you like, or on the fitness scale, as to what you're going to want to get out of that game. Are you looking for your team to be able to complete passes? Are you looking for your team to be able to keep running into the last minute and going at full throttle? Are you looking for your team to be able to create opportunities? Are you looking for your team to win the ball back in the final third? What is it that you're trying to do in that first game? What is the stamp, if you like, that you're trying to put on this team that you're going to take forward into the season? What are you looking for from that first game that's going to give you the steps to then be able to take that forward? You've then got 4 videos on here from the Nike Academy. The first one is strength training. Strength training is massively important for any soccer player, and you'll discover why in that video. You've got another one that's stamina. Obviously stamina is important. You need to be able to get through the 90 minutes, 70 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is you're playing. You need to be able to get through them successfully. Then we're working on speed. How do we improve a player's speed? How do we make them go faster? Is it a learnt behaviour? Is it a trait? How do we encourage them to be able to get quicker? And the final one, excuse me, is agility. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, so agility. So that's the last video on here. Now the last section that I've put in here, massively important, okay, massively important. And I've only recently put this together, so this is something that's pretty new. I've only used it once or twice myself. So this is the graph of performance. Now this tool is going to allow you to be able to identify really quickly where your team is deficient, where your team needs the most help, that's going to make the biggest difference the fastest. This is going to really highlight, spotlight, shine a light on whatever area it is in your team that is causing potentially other problems. So for instance, you might be conceding a lot of goals off set pieces, but the problem is that you're not able to win the ball back in the middle third, and it's leading to rash decisions, rash challenges, giveaways from corners on the back end. So it's really trying to identify what is the root cause of whatever's happening so that you can go and fix it. Okay, so this is a really brand new tool. It's one that I've only used, as I say, a couple of times, but I think it's brilliant for being able to highlight what it is you need to work on and how you can improve your team's opportunities for success faster. Alright, so that is this section on planning out your season. Great little section, gives you loads and loads of information here. You know, that 2-week period before the first game is there's a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of parent anticipation, if you like, as to how the season's going to go. So if you can get this 2 weeks right and you can get off to a running start on the first game of the season, then it will really help you to be able to catapult your team and your program into a very successful season. Alright, okay, so please go ahead and do the elements that are in your guidebook, and if you've got any questions, you know where I am. Send me an email. Alright, take care. Bye bye.